Hello, everyone. As you all know, I haven't really posted as much on the GLOIRE show. And the reason why I haven't posted as much is because I was just, figure things out. I was just trying to lay out a foundation for myself because I have taken a huge risk. Um, and we're going to be talking about that risk as time goes by because it's a risk that so many of us are afraid to take. But when we do take it, it either becomes good for you or it can become bad. But when you do have faith, when you do have the resilient characteristics, um, you're willing to push forward, and you're not just gonna look back. You're not gonna go back to the same position that you were in. So as I was reading the book, the book from 50 Cent, I remember reading chapter 5. As you know this book. So 50 Cent, has been one of the most influential entrepreneurs for me that I've looked up to, based on his upbringing and so on. Sometimes you go through life obstacles, and it's up to you to decide whether you want to stay in one position or you want to keep pushing forward. So on chapter 5, there's a quote before you begin reading the chapter saying, "Look around you. Everything changes. Everything on this earth is in a continuous state of evolving. You are not put on this earth to remain stagnant." And that quote should speak a lot to so many of you. Some people, including myself, I've been in a position where I've been comfortable in certain areas of my life because you wake up every day and that's the only thing that keeps you going. And then you're afraid of looking at other things in life and trying to take risks and trying to like challenge yourself to evolve, because a lot of times one thing that we don't realize is that even time changes. You're not gonna stay at this one specific time zone. We're not gonna stay here. Later on it's gonna be nighttime, it's gonna be the next day. So you have to understand things are always gonna change and evolve to our time. uh, and it's up to you if you want to play a part throughout the evolution. Do you want to evolve? Do you want to become something better? Do you want to explore the world and go different places and so on? Even right now, as I'm sitting down, let me show you. I'm sitting down by the water, and as I'm sitting down by the water, I'm just thinking to myself, what more can I do to become valuable to just not the people around me, but most importantly, myself. And in order for me to become valuable towards me, I have to be able to take risks. I have to challenge myself and say, okay, let me try something new that I know I can enjoy, but also I'm going to learn from in order to grow and become a better person and become a skillful individual and become, uh, and just explore different things because there's always room for growth. uh so yeah, that's the reason why I wanted to actually talk to you guys today is because that's the time that I took to kind of like sit down and think and see how can I do better on things that I'm doing today. uh what can I do to improve? What can I do to evolve? And I ended up taking a risk. A lot of people may say, "Oh, you crazy, man, you crazy," and that's when you start listening to those people who are telling you crazy. Oh no, that's too much. No, no, don't do it. And that's when you start limiting your potential. You start limiting your potential of becoming the person that you've always wanted to become. you know if we take a look back as we're all growing, when we were growing up in middle school, high school, they will always ask you, what do you want to become when you grow up? And most of the people would say, I want to become a doctor, I want to become this. I used to say I want to become an anesthesiologist or a professional soccer player. But that didn't happen, because things changed. I found different things that I actually fell in love with. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go with what makes me happy, what makes me want to wake up every single day and just do it. Um, so I want you to keep that in mind, man. Life is too short, so start chasing your dreams, start doing things that you were told that you're crazy um if you were to do it. Start, be insane, man. Like, just if you're so in love with something and you know that something is gonna take you far in life, you have to you have to be crazy for it. You have to be crazy about that one thing. And I encourage you to do that. Be delusional. That's one thing that, you know, Kanye West was kind of like talking about, is like, you just gotta be delusional with your dreams. You have to go. You have to chase your dreams, because in order to be successful, you have to be the only one to believe in yourself more than anybody else could. It starts within before you go ahead and seek for validation on the outside. Well, thank you so much if you did enjoy this little chat, and please go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so, if it's your first time on the channel, because as we continue to move forward now, I'm going to be dropping videos each and every single day. Once again, peace.